Hello and welcome back to another episode of 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
What's going on? Right, I'm Pedro, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printing projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, this is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and start the show off with a lovely coupon code. Woo-hoo. Today's coupon code is Keywords. This will work for today on anything in the Adafruit shop except for gift certificates and subscriptions, but it should work for everything else in the shop, including big things like 3D printers.
That's right, expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight, so make sure to take advantage of that.
That's right, you have 10 hours. Get on it. Free things is something that we like to offer to folks that order more things. So we have a couple of different tiers. This photo is out of date. There is more things that we're giving out. If you want to check it out, go to adafruit.com/free to see that. When it comes to delivery, we have lots of different options. One of those is the same-day delivery option for the folks in New York City, Manhattan, zip code areas. So check out the website for more details on that and check out. The newsletter happens once a week. It's product focused, so all the things that you might have missed, it's a good opportunity to read them in your inbox, so you can register to this, subscribe to it rather. adafruit.com/newsletter.
It's my favorite way to keep up with there's too much news going on, so best way to keep up with that.
Yeah, a lot of products get added in the shop. Some new ones that we're working on. CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is where the CircuitPython devs and folks from the community come together and chat about CircuitPython, progress updates, hug reports, awesome things there. This happens in the Discord server, Adafruit's Discord server. Invite link for that is discord.gg/Adafruit. Be sure to check it out. Do you got maker skills and you're looking to pay your bills with your maker skills? I got to work on that, you guys. Adafruit's job board is now, it's been open for a little bit, so check it out. Make your free profile, it is free to do so. Help wanted Adabot's looking for some help, so help him out, and he'll pay you for it. So go to jobs.adafruit.com. If you're a maker company too, please post your offerings, your opportunities.
Definitely check out the video that we made on setting up if you're an employer or if you are an employee. You can take a look at all the options on setting up your profile page.
That is right. All right, well that's it for the housekeeping stuff. We could jump into this week's project. I'm just grabbing it here, just hold it there. And this week's project is right here. If you head on over to the Adafruit Learning site, you can see our new guide that we launched earlier this morning. This is a 3D printed kit of the Keyblade, the Kingdom Key from the video game series Kingdom Hearts. A couple weeks ago, we made a customized version of it that was themed with Warhammer stuff. It had NeoPixels, LEDs, and all sorts of fun things like that. Sound effects and lights, right? This one is a fully just 3D printed kit. A lot of the parts screw fit together, so they have screw threaded ends, making it really easy to break it down, put it in a bag, take it with you to a convention. And for me, it was an exercise in designing parts that screw fit together. I've done this before in a couple of different projects, but this one, I really liked it. I got to spend some time learning and creating some educational content, like layer-by-layer tutorials. So I came up with two of them, which we'll walk through in the Learn guide. But because of the simple geometry and things, I was able to invest more time into kind of designing those screw-threaded features to the point where I feel comfortable to kind of make a tutorial about it. So hopefully this works out.
This project is key to success.
Says
Andy Calloway.
Thank you, Andy Calloway.
Mr. Certainly says it unlocks your 3D printing skills.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it does. Yeah, if it fits on your bed. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So again, one of the main features of this thing is that it screws like this. You can unscrew it. A lot of the tubing uses these coils that are optimized to 3D print without any support material. Because of the shape of them, they are chamfered. So you get this edge that prints on 3D printers without any support material. How great is that? It's really hollow. It's only perimeters, these tubings. And the main thing, it's kind of large too. to take apart. Sorry about that. The handle assembly has a couple of pieces that have registration keys in the kind of snap fit. And then I'm using heat inserts and machine screws to secure these two halves together, which make up the cross guard. Yeah, and then this piece, the whole handle assembly has a screw threaded end. So this just unscrews like that. So now you can take the whole blade assembly and do what you will with it. Yeah, and these are modular, so you actually just print one of these, and then they couple together, so they fit in either direction, either from the top or from the bottom. And I spent a lot of time figuring out the tolerances to get this right, to the point where I ran into some weird issues with tolerances. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So when creating the screw threaded ends, I came across this alignment issue. When you're making a piece of tubing that's like this, yeah, it's really fine and everything because it's flush and there's no external details that you need to line up. But what happens when they don't line up like this? So this is a tester piece that I made for folks to test print out and see how well their slice settings are. How well does this texture line up? So as you screw this together, you see it does line up. However, as you make it tighter, it no longer lines up. So what you have to do is you have to play around with the positioning of the coils so that they are a little bit tighter than they need to be. So as you see them, the more tightness I get, the more it's aligned there. So the layer by layer tutorial that I put together walks you through exactly what to do in CAD to get this alignment.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. So this demo piece is a part of the kit, and I highly suggest that you print this out if you are attempting to print and make this project. It should take about, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half to print both pieces, but you print one of these, and you print 2 copies of them. Sorry, I said that wrong. You print 2 copies of this single STL file and see how well they screw together, because that's kind of how they work. This gray one was an earlier test piece that does not work. This is without the tolerance fix. This is just what you get out of straight out of the printer if you didn't do any tolerance adjustments. So, with that said, I guess we can jump into the Learn Guide and kind of walk through a little bit of it. So the overview page just talks about the overview. It is 3D printed. A shout out to PLA Extra Fill from the company Filamentum. They create this lovely premium PLA filament that has like glitter infused into it, so that gives your parts a really nice shine, very interesting texture, and it bodes well with this project. They have like this gold color that looks really nice, this silver that's called Rapunzel's silver. I think it's called Rapunzel's silver. And this other one called Starlight Blue, just beautiful blue color.
Yeah, I usually use like the lower quality filaments, and for the project that I was just working on, that was a complete waste of time. So I just switched back over to using
quality filament will go a long way.
Stuff.
Yeah. Excellent. So when you prototype, use your eco-friendly, your eco-cost saving filament, and then switch to premium stuff when you got your tolerances nailed out.
Yeah, I was trying out the Hatchbox stuff, and for whatever reason, it just did not come out as good as, say, the Melt Ink or the Filamentum stuff.
Yeah, it must be something in the additives. Keyblade lore. This one just talks about the weapon. It's wielded by Sora, who's a character in Kingdom Hearts. I'm just now learning all the stuff. I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but I really appreciate the lore, the story, and of course all the game design and things.
I think you're just saying that because you're stuck on that one level.
I am stuck on that level.
Where is it?
The Baymax level, where I'm like fighting the boss. Yeah, I keep dying. It's hard.
One point about swinging, Kirby, stuff with Kirby was saying, is it strong enough to wield? Can you swing it around?
Yeah.
You did a crap ton of testing on that.
I broke it a couple times.
And that was only because you made it too thick. So there's actually a good ratio of having, how thin or how thick can you actually get this until it actually becomes too heavy to actually wield and break.
Right. Yeah. So this part right here is actually the most prone to break. Let's see if we can jump real quick. This piece here is the coupler. I had to kind of thicken that out so that it can hold the weight of the blade. And the weight of the blade is minimized when you just print perimeters and no infill in them. So that helped a lot. Yeah, I'm sure if you printed the coupler piece in something like nylon, it would definitely survive. Mm-hmm. Right now, it did survive a fall with the latest design update, but before it did not survive a fall, and it did not survive like heavy swinging. But it does now, so that's great. I'd swing it around here, but we've got to move along. I take my word for it. Let's see, I have some stats. Total weight, it weighs about half a kilo, so that's about half a spool filament. Most spools are 1 kilogram. This weighed out to be 554 grams, or that's 1 pound, 3.6 ounces in freedom units. The total length is 40 inches. I don't know what the real one is. I didn't really reference too much. Like, it's actually different. I know there's
the beauty
exactly
of this is that you can make this as long or as short as you want.
True. Yeah.
We actually made it really short, so a 5-year-old could actually swing this around.
Yeah, I wanted Gavin. I kind of made it for him.
Modular, definitely.
All right, filaments. We have some filaments in this shop. We have these 2 printers that were used in the project. However, the Monoprice Inventor II is a little bit smaller. It's not going to fit the bigger parts, but it did fit things like the couplers and the connectors. So let's use them all. Required hardware. That means you need some heat set inserts and some machine screws, which I have them listed here. We're going to take a closer look at heat set inserts and a little solder jig later in the show. And then this is CAD drawing. Spinning.
Funny thing is that is actually how you made this, or how you came up with that project, because of the Keyblade.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so then, the solder jig, because of this. I did too many fails, and I was like, this sucks, I need to do better. All right, so this 3D printing page is going to walk you through the slice settings that I used, a word about line widths, how to get, just perimeters from your toolpath instead of, infilled walls. So it's just, solid walls. That's what we're trying to do here. Layer heights and stuff. 0.2 layer height is what I used. But let me step back a bit and talk about adaptive layers. I wish I had more on this, but I did try out the adaptive layers. That means the slicer will look through the details in the part and give you variable layer widths, meaning if you have something that doesn't need a lot of detail, it'll give you a thicker, like a 0.3 layer height. If you got something like coils that needs a lot of detail, it's going to do 0.1, and you have the option to adjust this. I shared Chuck Hallebeck's video on his tests, because he thoroughly tested this little chess piece, and he walked through all the different settings of using the adaptive layer feature. It's an experimental feature in Cura, Ultimaker's Cura slicer.
Super handy.
Yeah, you could almost see the difference since these parts are tubular. Yeah, there's a good example of variable layer width. This is cool. I could just talk into your mic. Yeah, so you can kind of see here that these layers are a little bit thicker, and as we get up here, they get a little bit more tight. I don't know if this is a good representation of that. I did notice there's a little bit of discoloring that happens. So the more dense, the more layers you're packing, the darker the color is going to look. I think it's more prevalent on, is it this one?
I think the blue collar, yeah.
I don't remember. But anyway, do your own tests and see how that works with your project, the variable, the adaptive layers. I think it's a really smart thing to do. I wish I'd see more slicers do this. That's all I got.
Adaptive layers, I think the next thing would be being able to change your nozzle size midway through the print. Would be pretty awesome.
Oh, that's crazy talk, Pedro. That's crazy talk, man.
Or you probably do that with dual extrusion. Just have the same colors in each nozzle. Mm-hmm. Do one at 0.4, one at 0.8.
Yeah.
And have it switch that way.
Yeah, this one's interesting. It's just a checkbox in Cura. You have to turn it on, and then you tell it what threshold you want, what's the highest and what's the lowest you want to do. So in my case, I was doing the lowest 0.2 and the highest 0.25, or the lowest 0.15, something like that. So I didn't do too much testing. I did have one part, or maybe 2 parts. I can't remember. I printed so many of these things I can't remember what's what, but
there's so many.
Yeah, it is a good test to say, hey, I can't even tell the difference between the parts. But here's the major difference. You save about an hour of printing time. That's huge if you need to get this thing done. So there we go. I'll maybe do a video or something on it later. But Chuck did a great video, so I'm going to share it on the Adafruit blog. All right, excellent. Filament colors. These are the ones. Vertigo Galaxy, Vertigo Gray, Starlight, Gold Happens, Rapunzel Silver. There's a link here to the filaments. I didn't link them individually because folks have different size diameter filaments. And you can get them from different distributors. I would like to be a distributor, but that's, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. So far it hasn't, so go to Filamentum, go to Matter Hackers, somewhere else, to get that filament if you so want to try it. Sweet. I have a note here about Parametric. Yeah, that's right. I put together a lot of user parameters. These are done in Fusion 360. And they allow you to modify things like the pipe thickness, the coils, the tolerances, and something else. I forget what it is. But there's a handful of them in the source file, so it's really nice. And it was really nice for me because I was able to quickly change tolerances.
What's the quick fix for getting rid of the echo?
It should have been fixed some other way. Yeah.
It just started.
It's
I can just mute myself.
No, it looks like it's on the right thing. Yeah, that should have fixed it. The mode should have fixed it. Let's just turn off the mic real quick. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Is there an echo?
Let's see.
I guess I could move it more this way. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep moving. Let's see. I have a full list of the parts in the Learn Guide, just as a handy way. And they're segmented, so you know what's the handle, what's the blade, and little accessories and things. All right, so this portion here talks about the layer by layers. I put together two of them. One that shows you all about the screw-threaded parts, what I learned, how to do the perfect alignment. The Knurling Textures stuff was a nice experiment. Yeah, they're still getting it, huh? Oh, yeah. The Knurling Textures tutorial shows you how to use coils to create this knurling texture. And it's a nice quick one, so that one's neat. And there's a full playlist of more layer by layer tutorials. There's like over 100 of them, which are nice. When it comes to the assembly, I put together these CAD tutorials that I put together these CAD animations to show how the parts snap fit together. Pretty neat. And the hardware. So installing heat set inserts. There's a proper tip that you can get to do this, which is right over here. If I can find it. I'm still looking for it. I guess it's this one. Yeah, so this is one that I found on Amazon. It is from this company called Virtual Products, and they have a Tindy store as well. And we're looking to stock these, and they, I think they came up with this tip for their Hakko soldering irons because they needed to do this on their own projects, so they started selling these on Tindy. I believe Spark Fun was stocking them too. However, I don't think they're listed anymore. But they're just sized for M3 440s and M5 screws. They have two different sizes of them. And they fit with any of the Weller or the Hakko soldering irons. They're pretty fair quality. I got myself a pack of them. And they're really nice quality, brass, and they're meant to heat set, to help install heat set inserts for 3D parts or injection molded parts, as you can see in one of the photos. So check out the product listing on Amazon or Tindy, wherever you like to buy things. I have it listed in. I think we're going to be stocking them soon.
We got these from McMaster though, right?
The heat inserts themselves, yes. The heat tips are from Virtual. They seem to be the only ones making these. I believe McMaster makes tips, but they might be for a different soldering iron. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Kirby's saying that the McMaster does sell those tips.
Tips?
Post a link.
Post a link.
We had to weed through a bunch of different ones.
Yeah. And when it comes to the heat inserts, these are the ones that I'm playing with. So product ID, this one. And it says brass heat inserts for plastic, so they are for plastic. And the one thing I like about them is at the bottom of them have a little bit of a tapered edge here. You can see it's got a smaller diameter than the outer diameter, which allows the heat insert to rest right on top of your mounting hole before you push it all the way in. And I think I got a pack of 50 of them. I should have got 100. We're looking to stock these as well.
Yep, going through a couple of the samples to see which one is actually going to hold in, because there is quality differences between the way that they're manufactured. So I want to make sure we get the best ones.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone heard that, but yeah. Let's see. Where am I? Yeah, so this project really kicked off that soldering jig, and the rest of this guy just doesn't matter, because the more important thing is this thing here. So shout out to Bill Binko. We're now in the prototyping segment. Shout out to Bill Binko, who made a better idea. He came up with a better idea. So this is his CAD mock-up. It uses a piece of 2020 aluminum extrusion, some 3D printed parts to kind of mount this, make a bit of a drill press rig. So I took that design and reworked a little bit, made a little clampy clamp mechanism for the soldering pin, and I created this carriage with rollers so that I can slide up and down the 2020 aluminum extrusion. Man, this is way more overcomplicated than it needs to be, but that's what it is.
It's going to be so cool.
It is pretty neat, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure folks have comments and ideas and suggestions, and please do them. Let me know too, I guess. Shout out to Bill Binko again for really going all out with this one. Just like, hey, good idea.
Amazing.
Hey, yeah, it's great. He really mocked it up pretty quick. I wouldn't have done it this fast. But hey, there you go. Oh, and there's a pulley at the top, like a ball bearing, and then I guess you put like rocks and screws inside that little counterweight thing to counterweight it so that you can push it down. I don't know. Maybe that's overcomplicated. I don't know. I'm still working on it. But I do have a prototype that I put together using hardware from the Dremel plunge router. And I'll show you what are some design problems with this one. So we're going to move over to this guy. We'll get rid of some of these parts. And I guess catch up with the chat while I screw these parts back together. Sorry, Keyblade. You've done your justice. We'll have to put you away now. This is why I designed you to be modular, so I can put you in a closet. Never to be seen again until the next time that we need to unlock the realms of darkness. There we go. Is that hard enough? Just gonna keep doing this until it breaks. Maybe then people will like it. While. Yeah, maybe. Design a wall hanger for it. All right, so these are two rods with compression springs, and these are like nuts with washers, so that it acts as the end stop. So you get this plunge action, right? Problems with this design. There's a googly eye. Problems with this design is that you can only fit a certain amount of parts under this. So the better idea is to have just one arm, and then you can maneuver your parts all around the thing. That's why this design is not as good as Bill Binko's idea. So I have to throw this away now. Throw it away. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I guess look at the overhead. Can you turn your mic on? I'll turn this one on. Okay, so over here. So this is the little clampy mechanism that I came up with. This is like the only way I could get this thing to work. Because if you... originally I was just making a slot, like a holder for this area. This is a terrible idea because the part melted. This gets really, really hot. Not only that, but heat tends to creep up. So even if you're clamping around the grip area, this got hot. So I ditched that idea to like just have it rest in there and made this clamp mechanism. So funny enough, I had to create heat inserts for the heat insert rig. So too bad I didn't have a rig to make the rig. There's like this little bracket here that's external. It's like an add-on, and that has a bunch of heat inserts and a bunch of different holes so that I can change the height to get more clearance between the platform and the soldering tip. By the way, this is the tip that we were looking at on Tindy. I'd focus, but whatever. I did a bunch of heat set insert tests, and one of the things I really needed with this rig was a nice mini vise. So I found this one on Amazon. It's a little mini vise, and it's meant to like hold small objects and keep them in place. So this is a little tester piece using the heat inserts that I got from McMaster Carr. And I can't focus on anything.
Imagination to form says rigception.
Totally, man.
And then Kirby's suggesting a wall mount for the Keyblade.
Yeah, I know. I'll get on that. So these are the heat inserts. They're really, really nice. I like them. And this stop vise is cheap. It was like, was it $10 or $8? It was really cheap.
It was pretty cheap.
Yeah. So that means it's not going to be the highest quality. So, you know, it's not going to, if you got to make sure your part's nice and flat and flush and lined up and all that. I think this is die casted. I'm not sure. So it's not machined. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll show you the link to it. And then there's these holes up here for adding little bits. In the product photo, they show a little walnut, and they're like drilling into it and making like artsy stuff for it. So it's meant for jewelry too, like carving and things. There's mounting holes on the bottom, so you can secure it to a work surface. However, using it in conjunction with this guy, I tend to just do this little dealie. Let's see if we can switch the camera again. This will probably be next week's project. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. And then this plunges like that. And then you take this off, and then there's your part. I'm gonna load up the Amazon stuff. Yeah, so this is the clamp. It's $10. Switch the mic. Turn it on. And you got it. Okay, so they come with these little jaws replacements that are a little bit more softer if you want that, and these little pegs here for doing. I guess they don't have the product photo. There's some other ones that are like that don't come with it, so you can shop around and see which one you like. I think there's a cheaper one that doesn't have the orange parts, and it's like $8. If you guys know a better one that's like way better quality and like super level and stuff, let me know. I'd like to try a better one. And that's the clamp. Let's see, what else we're missing. And those are the heat set inserts, and here's the installation tool, the tip for the heat set stuff. Cool. That's it for the soldering iron. Right?
Kirby says a stick vise.
Stick vise?
Check out a stick vise.
What's that?
Oh,
we
these.
sell one of those, yeah.
Yeah, we have these.
Yeah.
Definitely smaller than this.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this one, the stick vise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go.
I should have got that.
We'll have to show this off too.
Jeez, how did I not see this? It's probably bigger too. What's the width? Outside dimensions. 200.
31.97.
Yeah, maybe it's a good one. Oh, to try it out. I have this one, and this was too big. This did not work.
Oh yeah,
This
in the garage.
Yeah, this did not work. It was way too big for this jig. But anyway, I am working on that bigger jig, so the bigger drill press version of it. So something like this would probably work better.
You saying that company has 3D printed clamps on their site too, or jaws that you can download?
Wow, that's
For the
super
other one,
cool.
the stick vise, I'm guessing.
Really? What? We didn't share about that? There's so many things we don't know. Like, wait, what? I'm gonna find out. Like, yeah, man, somebody made that solder iron jig 10 years ago. And
Mr. Certainly is
Like,
vouching for it as well.
watch me for what? The stick vise?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, forget I said anything about
really?
this vise because that's not as good, I guess.
All right, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Good thing we didn't
Super
start
cool.
filming yet.
No, yeah, that's why we do the show. So people tell us what to do right. Yeah.
All right, put that in the order.
Yeah. I totally did. All right, man. Cool. Well, I appreciate the help. That's why we did the show.
Please save Kirby's link.
Yeah, right. I do it now.
Shooting this live.
Yeah. It's funny.
All right, continue.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna mention
All
something,
good.
but I can't. I lost my
I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, CNC Kitchen, Imagination to Form. You probably watched this, right? CNC Kitchen did a like a test of 3D printed threads versus the inserts.
That's a really good idea. I'll have to search for it. CNC Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We are subscribed to that.
I am? Oh. Adafruit is, or
I
our
think
personal
Adafruit
account?
and our
Okay.
personal as well.
Cool. I'm like 3 accounts to look at. All right. Even a cup holder so you can hold your coffee.
That's cool. All right, we're jumping on that.
The stick vise? Yeah. Cool. I'll have to make a whole video on stick
really
vise projects.
And then in the Discord, Mr. Certainly posted a Thingiverse search that has a bunch of the clamps just for that.
Oh, that's dope.
It's really good.
Sweet. Guys, check that out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Got a microscope. Got a little. Oh, this is fun.
Oh, man, this is cool.
This is really cool.
Best vise ever. Look at that. It's like perfectly fitted for the... What if I made one for the feather boards? That would help you install feathers or something.
Yeah.
Install the headers.
They have a little Raspberry one here.
There probably already is one. Oh, look. Someone did the drill thing.
Yeah.
Looks up with a microscope.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, thank you. That's going to be the rest
a
of
really
the show.
good tangent.
Now, we got another thing. We got this PEI coated
Oh, yeah,
flip-flop thing.
Oh,
Yes, this is called
Shop Talk,
Layer
or is
Lock.
this-
Yeah, this is Shop Talk.
Okay, jumping over to Shop Talk now.
Yeah, Layer Lock Powder Coated PEI build plate. This is for the Prusa printers. You do need a flexible magnetic build plate for it.
Say that again.
Yeah, sure. Layer Lock makes this
No.
flexible.
You need that magnetic build plate. This will not
Okay.
work without it.
Okay, let me read it to you.
Make sure.
Please
you
note
have-
that your printer must have a magnetic base installed in order to use this plate. Well, what is the magnetic base? Well, there's a link to it.
Yeah, the one I'm using is. I guess you can click on it.
I will.
It has worked very well. Quite pricey, but it definitely avoids the. It's pricey, but it definitely avoids headaches of prints flying off overnight.
Here it is.
And here's a quick look of their little build plate system from BuildTac.
Is that it?
I did the 9x10, but they have several different sizes.
Oh, okay.
You can get one with I believe just the magnetic base plate,
You got 12
and
by
that
12?
just sticks on. I think for the Prusa, I have a 9x10.
So this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a nice little video on it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Unfortunately, the BuildTac they came with didn't hold anything down. Parts flew right off.
Oh, that's
So it was very frustrating.
all right. So
So that's why I went out and got, as soon as they announced this on their Twitter, their powder-coated PEI build plate. Here's a little quick video of it. The way that it comes in is no instructions, just a build plate that's saran wrapped. I had no idea how this would work out because, like I said, it's just that. That's all you get in the package, but it leveled perfect on like the first try.
So PEI is a great alternative to something like a heated glass,
Mm-hmm.
the BuildTac surface, blue tape. Ugh, blue tape.
Yeah.
We get
And
started on blue tape.
I know parts have this very nice textured look on it. Prusa has a little bit of trouble getting all of theirs out, so they're actually giving vouchers to people. So thankfully, these guys came out with their own and showed over the overhead. I love the texture that this gives on parts.
Show us some parts.
Super thin. It's like a metal, so it's not gonna, break on you. And you can kind of see here how good it's able to adhere to things, and then it easily just comes off. You did notice that it left behind some sort of marks here, but I just hit it with some isopropyl the alcohol,
Yeah.
and it came right off. We weren't able to see any of the white that it leaves behind after printing. So that comes off really good. I was surprised. It's double-sided.
Oh, really?
So work on both sides.
So it just snaps magnetic?
Yeah, so just magnetically it attaches to that build plate that you have to get.
Does the Prusa do like auto probes?
Yeah, it does probe, and it it finds all the spots perfectly. So there's no, like I said,
offsets that you have to add?
There was no offsets. I didn't have to redo my, I didn't have to do like the live level for the first layer. So that was really good.
Sweet.
And I don't know what else good things I can say about it. Everything
looks like it works with a lot of printers, I guess.
Yeah, just find
what
to be close. No, it whatever bed size is close to the ones that they make.
Yeah, so they apparently say ABS, which is like, wow, ABS works on it. PETG and flexible, such as TPU and TPE. Those Ninja Flexes, man, do they love to adhere to build tack surfaces. So maybe this is a good example of it. Add character with texture.
Yeah, I love that texture.
Sweet.
It has that shininess still, but with that texture on there.
Do we have a part to show? Is it the dragon?
Oh.
Or is that something else?
All the parts on the bottom are like attached, so you can't really see it. Let me grab this real quick. Kind of see what the bottom looks like. So it still has that shininess on there.
That's interesting.
And then you have that texture on there.
Sorry about the focus, folks. I'll try my best.
There you go. Yeah, so it still has that shiny. I kind of like the matte look a little bit better, but I'd rather have a part stick down. Yeah. As you can see it.
I like that. That reminds me of like a project enclosure where the surface you would see like on a mini cooler or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that plastic that has like that, what is it, sandblasted texture or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really an industrial designer. I just play one on YouTube.
So yeah, definitely recommended. Everything sticks to it.
Well, good. That's a good tip. I'm glad you got it, and it's smoothing out all the failed prints on our Prusa setup.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, Imagination of Form is saying he doesn't like the texture, so yeah, it definitely depends on what you're printing. I wouldn't like it for everything, but I like my parts to stick down, so.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Cool. I have an update too. Switch mics. Go ahead and mute yours. I thought I'd update this project with the latest version of CircuitPython. This is a Circuit Playground Express inside of this giant 100 millimeter button, and it makes sounds. It's a sound box. So it was originally written in CircuitPython 2.0, and this was a while ago. And I wanted to update the. What did I want? I wanted to do something, and then it didn't work. I was like, why doesn't it work? So I looked at the code, and the code was, I guess it wasn't written correctly for the latest versions, the latest libraries. Man, Gavin had fun with this one. So shout out to CircuitPython team. I updated the Learn Guide. I'm trying to get this to pass Travis CI, which is our integrated continuous server thing. It like does the builds for us and stuff. I really don't understand it, obviously. So I'm trying to pass that, and the code is a little bit different because the audio library got updated since 2.0, and I figured I'd go to the Learn Guide and update the code in there. I don't write code, and I'm not really experienced in it. But this is, I guess, a testament to show that even a schmuck like me can go in there, play around, look at sample code that's been out there and that works, and kind of futz with it and make it work. So shout out to Python. So what I changed was the thing that says audio stuff. So I guess the way the object is written out is a little bit differently. So I have a little print thing that says playing file and display the file name. The wave file is, I guess, the variable for opening the file. Man, this is terrible. Why did I? Anyway, this is the code, and yeah, it works now, as you can see. So I updated that, and we're going to go through our older guides and make sure that CircuitPython is up to date, and that we're adding links to, you heard it, circuitpython.org. So now I have to go back to all the older CircuitPython guides and update the links so that they all point to this lovely website called circuitpython.org. Huge shout out to the team for building this. This is the easiest way. I visit the site like 3 times a day, where I can get my latest versions of CircuitPython for our hardware. Circuit Playground Express, Trinket M0, everything in here, including hardware from the community. So this is a great way to get your UF2 file, your latest version, or even beta versions of CircuitPython. There's meow meow. Very cool. Look at the PyCon one. That looks dope. If you want to get your board in here, there is a way to do so. Follow the links. Sweet. So with that said, we can move on
Systems are fully operational.
to something else.
Prototyping still?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to mute now.
Continuing on to prototyping. PT and Lamar had a good idea, especially with season of Game of Thrones coming up. Somebody posted this really cool dragon on, was it Instagram somewhere? It was one of those really
Get it right.
cool links.
Cult3D.com.
Yeah, it was on Cult. Well, where they saw it, they sent the link to. Hey, you guys should make one of these.
It's shout out
This
Cult3D.
awesome looking dragon lamp. So went out, grabbed the model, printed this out for about 3 days, and this thing looks amazing.
Get a
It-
head.
it-
See how big it is on your head.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
They do have it. They offer it in smaller sizes, or you could scale it down. This is, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts that I glued together, so I could avoid using any of the support material that they recommend. And it turned out excellent. Look how big it is. It looks like a
Show him the
bat.
Night King. Look at this Night King.
The detail that's happened on it. I posted a Snapchat of this. You can see, where am I?
That fixed focus, so get close.
The little detail of the White Walker.
I thought it was the Night King.
Night King,
Is it a
whatever.
White Walker? Yeah, I guess so.
I googled it. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah,
Or
that's
what Google called them. Oh, you can't really see it in the overhead.
you can.
But in the 3D model, you can definitely see
yeah,
all
he's
of
like
the
super
detail.
detailed. The
Yeah.
polygons are too much. There's too many
Yeah.
polygons.
So you can print this even bigger and get that detail. Oh, this is difficult. Luckily, we were able to film this
We
already
can
really
do
good.
the other camera. There he is.
There you go.
He's a blob. No, you can see his legs.
I'm surprised he's not a blob. So this was printed with Prusa and the Ultimakers using the Galaxy Black filament
Filamentum.
from Filamentum. I am going to test out another glittery black filament that should be in later today, but for now, this came out excellent. Check that out. And I already printed the lamp, but I'll save that preview for next week. We'll actually release that. We need another buffer project. This will be a nice little simple Circuit Playground Express, doing like little animations for the fire. And I really like the model includes so many different types of fire. You can put this on the wall, as you've seen in the picture there. There's also one that stands on the desk like that. And no
It's
way.
a popular download. Everyone's
That's so
trying
cool.
it out,
It's
making
awesome.
maze. You can hang
Amazing.
them on the wall, as you saw there.
Mm-hmm. And it's like one of those balancing birds. So the wings help balance them out, like when you
Mm-hmm.
put it in top of that fire. And it's not glued on. It just, the press fits in, so you can move the dragon between different types of fires.
Mm-hmm. It's really
That's awesome.
Very awesome piece of artwork.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. Here be dragons.
Absolutely. We were ordered to make one for PT for Phil.
For Phil B, yeah.
Various
Since
painted
he
dragons,
is
so we
a
will be
dragon
doing that
himself.
with much pleasure.
Mm-hmm. So this will be next week. Nice
Yeah,
little
that's-
or I don't know, depending on how filming goes on the heat set. One of these will come out.
Making stuff for others. I love it.
But this one has to come out sooner than later before the season's over.
Yeah, we have to.
Mr. Certainly's posting the link there in the Discord if you want to check it out for yourself. It is unfortunately a paid model, so I did find a free one on Thingiverse. It's not the exact model, there's not a
It's worth the price,
Night King
though,
on
for
there.
The work that you get.
You
all
get
the
a
styles.
lot of stuff for $7. So definitely recommend supporting the artist behind this.
Yeah.
Or you can, we'll link to a free version that is pretty close to it. The fire isn't the same, you'll have to hollow it out, but it should work.
That's pretty awesome.
Looks very nice. So that's a nice little preview of, I guess it's considered a prototype, right?
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right, community makes. I'm gonna run through this one a little quick. Shout out to folks for posting mates. Prop maker lightsaber. Turn your mic off. Prop maker lightsaber. Turn your mic off. Prop maker lightsaber. All right, mic is turned off. Prop maker lightsaber. Huge shout out to Shark Attack Nan on Thingiverse for posting this make of their room. I can see all of your room. Look at that. There's a master sword in the background. There's an Adafruit package on the floor, and a really nice way to store your filament. This person knows what he's doing. Oh, and there's the lightsaber in the chair. Next one is Paddli. This is awesome. It's such a nice print. I wish we could 3D print that and make a video about it. That'd be cool. Oh wait, we did. Yeah. This is a time lapse. Timelapse Tuesday happens every Tuesday. That's whatever time. And this one is a really interesting one because it uses multiple colors. No. This is not a dual extrusion print. This is just some tricks in your slicer. I'm going to mute my mic. Paige is going to talk about it.
Yeah, we talked about doing the filament swapping before, but using Slicer now with the latest updates that's come out for it, they've made it so incredibly easy that I just had to try it because it's literally right in front of your face of the UI element that controls the sliding of when you're previewing your paths. Let's show a visual to actually explain what I'm talking about there. Did you load that video on there?
What?
The screencast of the way Slicer looks like with the little color swapping options.
Yeah.
There it is, yeah. So when you load something onto your build plate, you can see that you can preview what a slice looks like. You can see where my mouse is. And right next to that little handle, a little plus button appears. And when you click on it, it activates the G-code that will initiate the printer to pause, park the head, and then that'll allow you to swap that out. Usually with Cura, you had to do it through like a plugin. It was a little bit confusing, and sometimes it didn't work. I'm sure they fixed the bugs for that, but you can't get any more easier than this, where you're just visually, you can see what layer line or height that you can swap your color at, and just click that little button right next to where you're already dragging the head for, and you can see the visual of where the color swap is going to occur.
What program is this?
This is Slicer.
How much is it?
This is free, open source.
This is Prusa's recommended slicer of choice?
This is the Prusa version of Slicer. So you can get this on their GitHub. They have nightly builds and all that good stuff. You can check out all the...
So only the Prusa version has this option, or all of them do?
No, any printer, I believe, should have the G-code to pause pause and park the head.
So folks, if you got yourself a compatible printer and you're looking to play around with different colors, this is a neat way. And shout out to Van Dragon, is his name, who created the Paddli, because this is a great demo to experiment with that feature. Would you say this is your first? Experiment, your first model doing that?
Actually, yeah, it is. This was the first with the Prusa. Testing with the color swap.
Does Van Dragen do the same, or does he do something else?
I don't know how he does it, but he does this a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how he does it. Yeah, because he does a lot of these really cool floating little boats.
Yeah, he says right here, multicolor was possible by changing the filaments.
Yep, and Slicer. There you go.
Yeah, M600 command is simply inserted. No, you don't need to do that anymore, right?
No, I just
Here's
click the pause
layers.
button.
Look, he has the
That's
layers
cool.
of which one to change.
I should have looked at that because I just visually looked at where each one was changing, but that's very helpful to see.
Yeah, nobody reads the description these days, guys. I have all the links that we talk about in the description. Nobody's going to know.
Yeah.
So shout out to Van Dragen for the awesome models. He's got so many of beautiful ones. And we'll look right back at this one here.
And here's what this little guy turned out like.
Yeah. Dude, close up here.
At first, it did look kind of stringy if you see in the video, but after you clean that up, it looks amazing. That's with the exposure there. There you go.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Look at the windows, the details in the boat.
so much.
And they always float.
Yeah, these always float.
His float.
I didn't put all the footage of Gavin playing with it, but he brought it completely underwater in the pool,
floats.
and it floats right back up.
Sweet.
So definitely really cool. What
All-
he calls
all
it,
that
it's
chlorine,
supposed to be a bathtub model, so this is really good for bath time. Yay.
Yay.
Super cool. Like it.
Excellent. Neat. All right, back over to the rest of the community makes. Circuit Playground case, the Shapes Edition.
Mic back on.
Circuit
Playground
Playground
case,
case,
Shapes Edition,
Pedro,
Pedro,
your
mute
mic.
Shapes Edition Circuit Playground case. This one has like a piece of copper tape on there to, I guess, break out the touch pad. Cool. Very good. Thank you, Elegante404, for posting that. Here's a remix of the IoT Gmail box using the Node MCU ESP8266. It's pretty neat. Here's a little video of it. I'll mute the audio. And it works with Home Assistant. So that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. I think there's like these little cutouts for a speaker of some sort.
Home Assistant
MQTT. Oh yeah, using Home Assistant. That's cool. GitHub. Oh, code's on GitHub, guys. Woo.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah, great remix. I like that.
Who's Home Assistant by? Is it Google or?
I don't know. Let's hear it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's details and stuff, so check out the links in the description. So cool. All the hardware he used there as well. Just humidity sensor. Interesting. Very cool. Well, those are all the things I have here. Thank you, folks, for sharing your makes with us on the Thingiverses and beyond. Later tonight, we have Ask an Engineer and Show and Tell. Before that, let's get this backwards. So tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, be sure to check out and tune in the As Seen on Show and Tell show with Lamar and Phil and the community. This is where the community gets to come on and talk about what they're working on and show Lamar and Phil what's up. After that, Ask Engineer is today at 8 p.m. You get a 4 hour of Lamar and Phil. New products, open source hardware news, Circuit Python community news, freebies, lots of stuff. Things I don't even know.
It's always fun.
Yeah, it's always a surprise.
And tomorrow
Tomorrow is John Park. John Park's workshop. Go ahead, talk into your mic.
Yeah, don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to check out John Park's workshop. If you have not been checking out all of the MakeCode minutes and MakeCode arcade minutes, there is a playlist. You are definitely going to want to look through all of those for upcoming projects and products that are coming out specifically for those MakeCode arcades. I think you may have seen some of the posts Lamar and Phil have been putting up. Gaming. That's next.
Yeah.
Nothing but gaming projects coming up.
Yep. I've been dormant, so there we go.
Yep, Pie Girl is about to be reborn.
As Pie Woman. Okay, yeah, whatever. Coupon code today is keywords. Don't forget about that. We really appreciate you guys supporting us by supporting your maker habit.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us every single week. Shout out to everybody in the chat rooms,
Yay.
on the YouTubes,
Thank you, folks.
Facebook,
Appreciate the
and
good comments.
Discords.
And that's it for us. Sweet.
Yeah, I've been trying to cross-post some of the things on the YouTube onto the Discord. One of the ones was Kirby saying that he did a how to set up multiple processes to do filament swapping inside of Simplify 3D. I did post that. Definitely check that out. I remember that. It was the NPR
3D.
one.
You guys remember Simplify
Yeah.
3D? Oh, I remember
Pretty
Simplify
cool.
3D.
So definitely check out all of the past comments on that. And I think YouTube saves the chat too, so you can scroll through there and see a bunch of the links that people post for all the cool stuff that we were talking about this week. Lots of heat insert links, things to try out, lots of testing.
Get that stick Vise.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's in the
Color
cart,
routes,
right?
sure.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna test that out.
Cool, and super bummer about the audio. Like I was so confident that we.
I think it's one of the
out.
shots. One of the scenes might
You think
have.
one of the scenes has
Yeah, because it wasn't until you started switching around to
Oh.
that scene. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, right. We will. We'll figure out one day, one of these years.
Thank you all for
Yep, we
watching,
appreciate it.
especially everybody who is always giving us the thumbs up
Mhm.
and suggestions on what to check out. Because of you, we're going to make
Things
the
better.
heat
Yeah.
insert video a lot more better.
Yeah.
With, more research.
Yeah, shout out to Bill Bingo again, because yeah, man, of
That one's
course.
so cool.
Like that.
That'll be a separate project, but it will be a
I don't
project
know,
because
man.
it's so cool.
Sweet. Well, until next week, don't forget you have to make the great day. So you make it. Go now and make your great day. Bye, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you tonight. Adios.
See ya.